Driving down a back street, windows down, relaxing. Trying to take the sights in. Only sight that I see, the sight of you excites me. Yeah, never seen anything like it. Sweetheart, if I'm lying, God strike me with lightning. Took the wheel, you driving well, we ended up. Temperature is rising, yeah, it's heating up. A prisoner of time, but we ain't in no rush.
Take a long, long way home.
The long way home.
Take the long, long way home.
The long way home.
Take the long, long way home.
The long way home.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, the Missus with the kisses. Mwah. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Now, I know y'all like, what the hell going on? What is going on? Why is she late? Why is she not here? I know that's what you're trying to, I'll put you down. I know that's what you're trying to figure out. And now I pop up and I probably look like I'm in school. Fresh paint, baby. Fresh location. We is in a new building. First of all, I must say, big ups to Kels, CEO, founder of Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio, baby. Kudos to her for being able to get this building, number one. And when I tell y'all she working so hard, she's working so hard, it is huge. I can just imagine what it's going to look like, at the end. So big kudos up to her. All right, y'all. Now, we got a special guest. I told y'all she was coming. But before she comes, I must do this. I must say rest in peace to Tracy Braxton. For those that is not aware, Tracy did pass away on Friday. And a lot of us didn't know she had cancer. I don't think nobody really knew. But that's what she had. I'm sure her family knew. But like we was just talking about here in the studio, sometimes you have to, leave stuff where it's at. It ain't everybody's business. Okay? So our hearts and our prayers go out to the Braxton family, y'all. I know they're taking this real hard. I'm sure they're taking this one real hard. So our prayers go out to them. Of course, we all want to make sure that we give them their privacy, all of that. So, but I just want to say that. So now we have our special guest who I'm going to bring up right now. Her name is Aaliyah Strong. We will be doing a part one. We'll be doing a part one today, and then we will be doing part two on Wednesday night, 9:00 p.m. Eastern on Peachy News, baby. So here she go, Miss Aaliyah.
Hi.
Hey, Leah. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming. Thank you so much. I apologize for all the mishaps that was just going on, but as you can see, anything can happen at any given time. And these computers they weren't feeling it today. They just weren't feeling it today. But the devil said, not the devil. The devil is a lie. That's what I'm trying to say. The devil is a lie. I'm about to say the devil said. The devil said, ain't said nothing to us. But, let's get started. Aaliyah,
Yes, ma'am.
Aaliyah. Let me tell y'all. Let's start off with how I met Aaliyah. Okay, Aaliyah lives here in Atlanta. Aaliyah's very young, and she's grown, but she's young, younger than the missus. And I was on Young Jock Live. Yes, I was. I was on his live, not his live, personal live, but I was listening to the radio show, and he always go live on it. And something just told me to go on there. And when I went on there, I saw that she had posted in the comments that anybody that was looking for someone, or not looking for someone, anyone that has lost a loved one due to gun violence or any type of violence, correct?
Yeah.
Any type of violence, to contact her, that she wanted to try to do a rally or something. So that's what I'm under the impression. Okay, I'm like, oh yeah, Peachy News, Peachy Tea Time, baby, we could all be up in there. So I reached out to her. And when I reached out to her, thinking that we just gonna talk about this rally, she ended up sending me 2 videos. And when she sent me the videos, I was working. I really couldn't pay attention to the videos. I said I'll go back to it. But I ended up contacting her first. She wrote me. She said, don't forget about me. So I ended up calling her. And the story that she told me, I had to have her here this week with us. So once again, she's going to come today and speak on what she's here to speak on. And then on Wednesday, she's going to come on and she's going to wrap everything up. You guys will find out what happened, how it happened. You're going to find out everything on Wednesday, but we're going to briefly talk about it today. So, welcome. Aaliyah, welcome. I want to make sure you're comfortable, okay?
Yeah.
I want to make sure you're comfortable. So, please let everyone know what brings you to Peachy Hits.
So my name is Aaliyah, and I'm here today because my boyfriend was shot and killed on February the 2nd. So I really just been trying to, bring awareness to gun violence, to what has happened, and just really wake everybody up to what's going on here. And I know a lot of times, I guess society has become so used to death and just hearing about people getting killed, and I didn't want this to just be another killing or just another person, because it wasn't. And you don't really think about it until it hits your front door. So that's kind of what my goal has been, to just speak out and reach anybody that I can, people that have been affected by it, people that may end up being affected by it, and really just being a voice here, in the community.
All right. Well, we're going to get into the first clip, okay?
Okay.
All right. And then you're going to walk us through this clip afterwards, okay? Here we go.
Identifying the security guard shot and killed while trying to kick a customer out of a popular lounge as 28-year-old Tyshawn Ross. In fact, it was the medical examiner's office in Fulton County. It is the latest in a series of shootings affecting Atlanta nightlife businesses. And tonight, city leaders are vowing to crack down. The shooting happening overnight at the Encore Hookah Bar and Bistro off Lucky Street, which is close to several downtown tourist destinations. Officers tell us Ross asked the suspect to leave the club. When the two started arguing, police say he shot Ross multiple times and ran off. We reported on at least 2 other shootings at the same lounge last year. And today, Mayor Andre Dickens told 11 Alive he has had enough.
But what I'm going to be doing is having a conversation with that particular club, Encore, because they've been a violator a number of times. This is the first conversation I had this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. I asked Chief, I said, how many times have they been on your list? He gave me a number, and that number is one too many. So you'll see some action soon on that.
And take a good look here at these surveillance photos. This is the man that police are calling a suspect. If you know him, if you recognize him, you could get a $2,000 reward for identifying him. You can call in an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers at 404-577.
All right. And we are back. The missus with the kisses at his 92.3, the real definition of internet radio, baby. Now, Aaliyah. This was your fiance that was murdered at the club Encore here in Atlanta. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start. How did you meet Ty? We're gonna take it all the way back. How did you meet Ty?
Ty and I actually met at Encore. We both worked there. I was a server and he was working as security. So, just through casual conversation, we both worked a lot. That's how we met. So it's just crazy because the very place I met you is the last place I saw you. So it's kind of, ironic. So, yeah, that's how we met.
And tell us a little bit about Ty.
Ty really I just remember I just walked up to him. I'm just outgoing. I'm the loud one out of both of us. He's very, to himself. And so I kind of was like, "What's your name? Are you new? I ain't never seen you working here before." So we just started talking and things like that. But Ty's very laid back. He's a gentle giant basically. You'll see him and you just get a lot of masculine energy, but he's literally a teddy bear.
Aww.
So it was just crazy because, this would be something that you at least expect something like this to happen to, him. So,
exactly.
Ty's just sweet, just loving. And I always say is because I just feel like he still is, even though, he's not here anymore. But, I just try to, I told a lot of people, I don't want him to be.
And who he was and what he was about. I don't know you. I didn't know Ty. So this is your opportunity to let us all get to know yourself and to know Ty. Now, did you and Ty have children together?
No, we didn't have children together. I have a son who, he's pretty much been his father for the past, 2 years now. So that's kind of was hard in itself because it's hard, especially in our, 20s, especially you meet a guy in their late 20s who doesn't have any kids wanting to fill that role, And he did want to have kids and was persistent, but I kind of was just I don't know, we're not married. So, it's crazy because you just think about you'll never experience having your first kid or getting married. So that's kind of a lot, in itself.
Exactly. Now, how was your son's relationship with Ty? And how old is your son?
Kaysen's 4. That's my son's name. So Kaysen's 4. He'll be 5 in April. They're just really close. Even now, sometimes he'll come home or I'll be "Do you want to go to the park?" And he'd be like, "Well, we can go play with Ty at the park." He really doesn't know, fully understand. I did tell him what happened, everything, because I'm just the type person to just be honest, because later on down the line he may experience something like this, or so I didn't want to lie or say he's out of town or on vacation. I just, I was just honest with him.
Exactly. And you didn't get too many people that felt like you should have been honest with him, correct?
Yeah, a lot of my family was just tell him he's on vacation or tell him he went home to visit his family, but that's not the truth. And I feel like a lot of people lie to their kids because they're kids, but these are basically little humans, and kids know more than we think they know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to get into a commercial, okay? We're going to get into a track by Tay Walker, which is one of my favorites, which is called Karma, and here we go.
Over and over, I try to tell myself I never needed you. Over and over, keep reminding myself it isn't true. Yeah, forever and ever, I used to seek you, and I, baby, together forever. Well, I guess that all was a lie. I want the chance to be a man. You understand the reason why I had to leave. I need need the strength to walk away, me not to stay the issue is that I miss you, baby. No, 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 no. You told me you needed me. Like letters to a word, feathers to a bird, yeah. Then you go and deceive me, yeah. But now you hurt, you get what you deserve, yeah. Babe, I must warn you that what goes up must come down. Little thing I call karma. What goes around comes around. I want the chance to be a man. You understand the reason why I had to leave. I need the strength to walk away, and not to stay this way. That I miss you, baby. No, 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 no. Why'd you have to go and hurt me so? Really cut me deep. That's why I had to leave, yeah. You played with my heart. I fell in love from the start. You didn't play by the rules, so I guess we both lose this game.
All right. And we are back with your girl, the missus with the kisses on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio, baby. And my special guest today is Aaliyah Strong, and she's here to basically tell her loved one's story, which is something that we do each and every Wednesday. Peachy Tea Time, Peachy News edition, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So please make sure you follow me on YouTube, Facebook, IG. I'm all everywhere out there, okay? So, Aaliyah, let's get back to Ty, okay? Now, take us to the day that Ty was killed.
So that day, as in the incident, or like
as
just
in
the
when
whole
y'all
day?
woke up that morning, everything.
Woke up that morning, just like in the morning, took my son to school, came back home, just chill. We always used to just watch different shows, catch up, And he wasn't supposed to work that Tuesday. He actually was just like, I'll just go to work, like I don't have nothing else to do. And I was like, why are you trying to pick up a shift? Like you work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So why do you want to pick up a shift? So we kind of got in a little argument about that. And he was like, well, I already told him I would work the shift. And I was like, well, tell him you can't. Like, so I just ended up telling him, like, it is what it is, whatever. Like, I guess we're going to work. Went, picked my son up from school. We took him to my aunt's house because he had swimming classes later that night. And so the rest of the day before work, we just laying up, watching TV. And we ended up rushing. So we was watching TV, whatever, doing our little thing. So we ended up being late for work. Like I was like, oh shoot, it's 6 o'clock. We gotta hurry up. So we just rushing, like trying to get ready for work. And I still have the text from my manager. Text me, was like, hey, where y'all at? Because I'm usually never late. So I'm like, we parking now. So get to work, chilling, just talking at work like any other Tuesday. And usually Tuesdays are our slowest days.
So y'all normally ride to work together?
Mm-hmm.
So that's common?
Shift. Yeah, okay. Every shift we always ride to work together. So when we do work together, yeah. So
did y'all work together a lot?
Yeah, most of our shifts we work, the same shifts. So we always pretty much rode to work together.
Okay.
So this particular day, it just got crazy busy, like out of nowhere. and Tuesdays are usually really slow. So it just got crazy busy. It was only 2 of us working this night, and every section was sold. So mind you, the whole night I'm just ripping and running because I'm like, oh my god, it's only 2 of us on the floor, and every section is sold. So I'm trying to bring out bottles like back to back to back, like. So I just remember like going to a table and I just see everybody kind of looking at the front door. So I'm like, it must have been a fight. Like I didn't really pay it much attention.
Exactly.
I'm like, they must have put somebody out or a fight broke out or something. So I just.
Well, we're gonna get into this next clip.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna get into this next clip. Here we go.
Girlfriend of a murdered security guard giving insight into what happened the night of his death. The two worked together at Encore Hookah Bar and Bistro, where Ty Ross was killed on Wednesday morning. His girlfriend of 1 year telling Hope Ford, even as a security guard, he had a non-confrontational, calm spirit.
It's one of those familiar feeling love stories, one where two people spend a lot of time together, then realize there's something there. That's how Aaliyah Strong remembers falling for Ty Ross.
Friendly, like just loving, charismatic, giving.
The two worked at Encore Hookah Bar and Bistro, the first place they got close and the last place Aaliyah saw him.
So it just kind of was like a big eye-opener.
While working Wednesday morning, Aaliyah saw commotion at the front doors on an unusually busy night.
His friend came back inside and was just like frantic. So I just kept asking him like, where's Ty? Like, and he was just like, Ty got shot. So I ran outside. I saw him like laying on the ground and bleeding out, but I didn't know where he got shot at. So I kind of was just kneeling by him, trying to talk to him. One of the officers drove me to the hospital and told me he was stable, before he went to surgery. And so I kind of really didn't have any worries.
Ty was shot in the lung, spine, and chest. Doctors unable to stop internal bleeding. Aaliyah will tell you the grief comes in waves.
Like I'm tired, then I'm mad, then I'm, normal.
And as a mother, there's an added layer. Her 4-year-old son extremely close to Ty.
I haven't even brought my son home yet because I know he's going to ask where's Ty because that's all it ever was here,
Aaliyah doesn't know why this suspect would shoot Ty. She does know Ty should be remembered for who he was, not just how he died.
Humble, he's so non-confrontational, just calm, like he just had a very calming spirit about him.
Police are looking for this man who they believe is the girl.
All right, and we are back with your girl, the missus, at Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Now, Aaliyah's not going to tell you all today as far as why this happened. She will let you all know on Wednesday why it happened. But go ahead and continue.
I forgot where. Oh, yeah. So, ended up seeing the other security that was working that night come back inside, and he was just like yelling, going crazy. So I'm like, it must have been a fight or something because it was just him and Ty working that night. So I kind of was like, I told the girl I was talking to like to hold on. So I go over there and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? So he's just not saying anything. He's just yelling. And so I'm just like, so I kind of walked to the back for a second. I'm like, no, something ain't right. Like, so I came back out and I was like, what happened? Like, where's Ty? Like, and he was just like, Ty got shot. So I ran outside and then, he was just laying there and all that. So I was just like trying to talk to him and just keep him, alert and all that. And it was like a blur. Oh, yeah. So the EMS people came fairly quickly and they kind of tried to move all of us out the way. So in the midst of them, I was like telling them like, that's my boyfriend. Like, I need to be here. So the cop kind of like tried to push me out of the way. So I just started fighting the cop. Like, but emotions were just everywhere.
Exactly.
So everybody was just pretty much trying to, pull me back inside, and things like that. So I was just like, I was trying to fight everybody. Like I didn't want to go back inside. So they ended up pulling me back inside. And then I was sitting in the office. They said, just staying here. And then somebody came back in and was like, he's good. Like, he's back talking. He's stable now. Like, he's okay. They're about to take him to Grady, but he's okay. He's talking. So I'm like, okay, good. I was like, well, he has, my keys in his pocket. So I was going to Uber it to the hospital, but the officer was like, I'll just take you up there. So on the way to the hospital, I was asking him, like, did he have any updates? Does he know how many times he got shot? Because at that point, I didn't know. And he just said, no, I'm not sure, anywhere between 1 and 3, but I know that he's stable. He was stable and talking and alert, like he knew what was going on. Okay. So I'm like, okay. So then I kind of relaxed a little bit, like, it's probably nothing serious. I'm just gonna wait. Because I was telling the cop, I'm like, when he gets out of surgery, I'll just get my keys from him and come back and get the car and drive back up here. Like,
now, I hate to cut you off, but she told me this whole story from beginning to the end. And one thing that stuck out to me in this story was you and him have been together for 2 years. He had been here in Atlanta for 5 years, right? Correct? And you had not physically, face to face, met his family, his parents. Mm-hmm. So he didn't have family here.
Nope, no family.
And they from Virginia. Mamas, is y'all out there, mamas? She had to tell them that you had to call.
Yeah, I had to call his parents, and first I called them initially when I first saw him.
I get chills every time. I heard when she told me the first time, I got chills. I'm getting chills now.
Called her and was like, hey, Ty got shot. Like, I was crying and stuff at this point, so I'm just like, Ty got shot, and I don't know how many times, like, they won't let me back out there because it's a crime scene. So his friend that was out there when the whole altercation took place, he was still out there so he said Ty was talking to him and stuff like that. So I told him I would keep him updated. At this point, you got to think we went to work at 6:00 on Tuesday. So by this point, it's 3:00 the next morning because, the club closes late. So I get to the hospital. I'm just waiting and waiting. His family's calling me and I'm like, I still haven't heard anything. As soon as I know something, y'all will know something. Like, so when the surgeon came out, he had like 2 ladies with him and, he started talking to me and then he was like, hold on. He said, can you call Ty's mom and dad and put them on the phone? Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay. And I was like, well, maybe he just wants us all so he don't have to keep repeating it. That's just what I was thinking because nothing in my head was like, he's not going to make it out of surgery. So
because you was told that he was stable and talking when he went in.
Yeah. So I called them. I had them both on speaker. I'm like, hey, the surgeon's here. I guess he wants to tell us how the surgery went. So he just started going into, what went wrong in surgery. Like they couldn't basically stabilize his blood pressure. They couldn't stop the internal bleeding, things like that. So, that was like rough in itself because like I'm there, they're not here. They're just basically hearing that their son didn't make it, So they really didn't want to stay on the phone after that. Understandable. So they asked me if I wanted to go see him before, they took him to the back and all that. So I did go like see him and everything, which at the time it was just like, it literally just looked like he's sleeping. Like, so in my head, it really didn't hit me right then. Like, of course, it's like, I hear that you're gone, but a part of me was just like, he's gonna wake up. Like, stop playing with me. Like,
exactly.
Like this is not happening. So really, I couldn't go home that night because he had my keys on him. So they took all his property to the precinct. So I had to go stay at, a family member's house the night that happened. So that's kind of when everything sank in. It's like when I got, when I left the hospital and it was just like, this is like really real. Like he's really not coming back. So
well, we're gonna get into another video. This is by Joseph Solomon, and here we go.
This might be too real, too real. Too real. Hold me closer in these trying times. Supposed to be my baby. I need some help just like anyone else. Hold me closer in these trying times. Open your eyes, baby. You said you felt something for me. I don't know it. Based on the signals you see, based on the way you apologize when you came to see me, and then you had the nerve to defend mistakes that you made at the end. You said I was too invested, and that's what it forced you to go and pretend. I swear you're crazy. Someone that's close to you reached out to me just to see if we had made amends. Trust me, this ain't our revenge, but now I get along better with your friend. It's wrong, I know, but again, trust me, this ain't my revenge.
They said his
All right.
mom had to give.
All right, and we are back on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio, baby. And we are still here in the building with Aaliyah Strong. You know, that last name fits you very well, especially in a situation like this. For you to be able to come on this platform, you've been on other platforms just as well. And to be able to tell this story is amazing how you're getting through this. It really is. Hey, cameraman. So we're great. We are great. So go ahead and let everyone know, you know, from that point when you was at the hospital and the doctor came out and told you to contact the parents.
Oh, yeah. So he basically said, you know, call his parents, put them on the phone. So he kind of told all of us at the same time, like he didn't make it. Went to see him after the fact, which just kind of looked like, you know, he was sleeping. And so when I left the hospital, I know his mom was like, you know, I'm on my way down there. So the next morning, you know, everybody's calling. I'm basically having to tell everybody that that he didn't make it. So the next morning, I know his mom made it in town with, I think, like his aunts. And they wanted to see his body as well before they took him, I guess, to the mortician or wherever they take the bodies to. So when we get to the hospital, she asked me if I could meet her up there. So I did, but I didn't know if I was going to go back up there to see his body or not because I already had that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but they didn't get a chance to see him because they said they don't hold, you know, bodies for that long. Like they only hold bodies for a few hours. So
also his parents didn't get a chance to see him.
They didn't get a chance to see him until like a day or two before the funeral.
Okay.
So they had to wait about 2 weeks.
Wow.
Like, so, you know, his body had to get transported from here to Virginia, and then, you know, they had to.
So they had the funeral in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you flew to Virginia? Or you went to Virginia?
Drove with like a few of my friends. We drove, and then my mom flew down there to be there with me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know that was difficult just as well.
Yeah, that was hard. Like the funeral, and I don't know what. I'll say it was so many mixed emotions at the funeral because it was like, of course you're sad, like, you know, because it's, mind you, when I saw him, I feel like the hardest part for me was seeing him in the casket, not only because it's like, it hits you more like it's really real, but the fact that he didn't look like himself to me.
Yeah.
And you got to think, for me, I felt that way even more because I had seen him right after he didn't make it through surgery. So I was just assuming that that's how he was going to look at the funeral. But I had to realize, one, it's been 2 weeks. You know, they embalmed the body and all that.
Exactly.
So that kind of like bothered me too. It's just like he didn't even look like himself, you know. Yeah. And then, you know, the whole drama at the funeral.
Because you dealt with drama.
And, you know, the family let the ex do the eulogy piece, and it was a mess. Like, it was literally a mess. Like, I didn't get a chance to speak at the funeral for whatever reason. I guess a lot of his family felt like they were kind of being pushed to the back burner, or like, you know, throughout the whole situation, because, you know, the news people were reaching out to me, and everybody was kind of, you know, consoling me, but it's like that's just the reality of the situation. Like I was on the forefront of his life, like, you know.
Exactly.
So I just feel like that would be only right. And even like his stuff at the house, nobody came to, you know, get any of his things from me. So they're all in the same place.
Because you asked his parents if they wanted his things.
Everybody. I gave like his brother like a watch or something, but I don't like. I left everything in his place like from the day we left to go to work. So I haven't, you know, moved anything. Like I haven't even moved like a towel out the shower or anything. So yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. That's difficult.
Yeah.
Aaliyah. I mean, I understand, you know, that things is hard for you right now and everything, but that's gonna make it even harder for the stuff to continue to be there. So if you need some help, let me know. We'll find some people that come.
I know it will be a time where I'll move it and everything.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll do it. Everybody can tell me you'll know when you're ready to, you know, move it and everything. Because right now it's like a part of me when I leave it like how it is, it makes it kind of feel like he's coming back. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that I guess that's been helping me in a sense, or it kind of makes it seem like his presence is still there, you know. So I feel like the day I pack it up, it'll probably be hard because it's like I kind of gotta, you know, let go in a sense, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do have like a little memorial area set up in my house for him, and the hoodie that he had on at work that day, I have it and all that. So
okay. Now on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
On Wednesday, you're gonna come back. Not here. We're gonna be at home.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back, and you're gonna let everybody know, you know, why this occurred. Because why it occurred is like something that you cannot imagine that would happen. So we're finna go into a commercial right now. We got another track. And here we go.
Threw away your love letters. I thought it made me feel better. I finally got you out my bed, but I still can't get you out my head. Ooh, I'm sending you one text at a time. Know you're by your phone, boy, pick up your line. I ain't too proud to beg, no. What's been said has been said. Ooh, I need you to know. You don't know what love is. I need you to know. You don't know. You don't know what love is. If you don't put up a fight, and you don't know what love is. If you don't stay up all night, oh, you don't know what love is. If you too good to call many times, you say you know what love is, but I swear you've never seen it in your life. Ooh, I swear you've never seen it in your life. Ooh, no. I swear you'll never see it in your life.
She was
all right. And we are back. It's your girl, the missus with the kisses. Mwah. And we are still here in the studio. We are about to end our show in a minute or two. But we have Aaliyah. Aaliyah Strong has been joining me this hour. She almost brought me to tears, y'all. She almost brought me to tears. But I did cry yesterday. Was it yesterday we talked? Was it yesterday? Yeah, I did cry yesterday when I got off the phone. I didn't even lie. I shed a couple tears because it's just at your age
Yeah.
for you to have to deal with something like this. It's just devastating. You are young. And this is, I mean, I'm about as real as it gets, Aaliyah. I am. You know, I don't mean no harm. Be trying to hurt nobody, feeling nothing like that. But you gonna have to deal with this shit for the rest of your life. 24 years old. You got a long ways to go. Even when you get married, you have more kids, you will never forget this for the rest of your life. And that's sad. And for senseless stuff. That's what bothers me. Senseless. And we're going to get to that on Wednesday because it's just too much to put all at one time. Yeah. It's just too much. And I don't want you to have to do that, you know. So I want you right now to drop your pages.
You can find me on Instagram at Call Me Big Lily. I know. Call Me Big Lele. That's pretty much all my platform names: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat.
And show everyone your shirt.
Oh, I don't know if y'all can see it. I should have worn my other one because this one's kind of been washed a few times.
Let me see if I can. But if I put this thing, hold on.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but it says Ties World Forever Living Through Me 2222. Love Aaliyah. I have a few shirts. Oh, also I do have a YouTube channel now called Remembering Ross.
I saw that.
I'll be talking just about this incident, other incidents going on in the city, you know, all the little tea and stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. So make sure you subscribe. I do post my links and all that a lot on Instagram, so you'll see all that as well. And, you know, I've had meetings with the mayor's office. I've been reaching out to a lot of people, so y'all probably see me around.
They will see you around. They sure will. They sure will. Well, thank you so much for joining me here at Hits 92.3.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely, definitely. Now, you all know to please remember to download the Hits 92.3 app. Just in case you wasn't able to watch me, you can always hear me each and every Saturday, 3:00 p.m. Eastern. Now, y'all know we have some technical difficulties, okay? But we working on it. We working on it, you know. God said this will happen today. That's what he said. So it's okay. I love my engineer. She just keeps saying she's sorry. And look, I think she was even sweating a little bit. Like if this computer don't hurry up. But I really appreciate her for all that she do for me. I really appreciate it. And Aaliyah, I thank you for coming. And my photographer, he already know I love him to death. I've been doing my photographer since I was 12 years old, y'all. 12. So I love with them. Face card photos. Y'all better go hit them up. Go hit them up. All right, well, we about to go ahead and get up out of here. That's what we about to do. And y'all already know how we end this. You're going to listen to my babies. Here we go. Bye. See you Wednesday.
Thank you for watching.